Jason. I'm here from Experiences in Channeling. Nice to meet you. Nice to see you again. So what I wanted to talk to you guys about today is vertigo. Recently, I've been experiencing a very strong sense of vertigo this past week, in fact, where I would wake up, I'd wake up in the morning, I'd do my exercises, and then all of a sudden I just have this like vertigo. I can't even stand up. And then it would abate, but then the rest of the day, I'm just like, I can't even walk a straight line, and I have to keep my head face forward. Otherwise, if I look left or I look right, the whole room's going to be spinning. And it lasted pretty much a whole week, so it's very interesting. So this is what I want to talk about today. And so first of all, here is my site if you're interested. And yes, so vertigo. So this all started about a week ago. I think it was just last weekend, I guess. I was feeling drawn to this place that I've been to before. It is here. This is the place. It's just an old onsen or hot spring resort by a river here in Japan. And I went there last year or 2 years ago, around this time, and thinking that it was just going to be this nice little beautiful place, out in nature. And I went there thinking that. And as soon as I got off the train, I felt it wasn't necessarily a vertigo. It was that everything was tilted at a 45-degree angle. The whole place was tilted. So you can see here, this is the train up here, this top here. Train moves over here, and then there's all these like weird looking houses by the river, right along the river. And there's the train. As soon as you get off the train, you feel it. Like everything is at a 45-degree angle. And you feel like you're going to fall over the whole time, it's really strange. I've never really felt that anywhere else. I've been to a lot of different places with weird energy, but this one takes the cake. And this bridge here, there's no rail, so you feel like you're going to fall in. And yeah, so anyway. And they've got these weird, like old world looking, as you can see right there. Or was it this one? These kind of weird, I think it's obviously like old copper, kind of old world looking thing. And this one too. This one really freaks me out, this thing. It's like, what is this thing? This is kind of old world stuff. I think this is probably like looks like around like 1910 or so they would say it's built, but it's old world kind of stuff. But anyway, so this area had this really strange energy to it. And as I was walking around, I realized that it was in Japanese, they call it kimo damashi. And what it means, kimo, I think, is liver. So liver is where you experience, like, wow, I think it's kimo damashi. But yeah, just basically like a place that you go to scare yourself. So people go to haunted places. So I saw these young people wandering around. I thought, oh, this is one of those places. And there's, in the beginning, you can see, do they have it here? In the opening right here, this place. This used to be a thriving hot spring resort, but it closed down in 2001 or 2002 due to the bubble, the Japanese economy. There was a big bubble, and everyone, just left. And it's been abandoned ever since for the past 20 something years. And they don't do anything with it. They just keep it there. But anyway, so, right. And I was walking around this place, and I thought, well, I figured, I got here, I might as well just walk around. So I walked around. This is about a year ago. And there's a dam. And where's the dam? I don't know if they have a picture of the dam. No, not really. But right around up here, there's a dam. And so the dams are always about stopping energy. So whenever you see a dam all over the planet, that's a in a sense, it's like a time bubble that I talked about before, like Miss Peregrine's School for the Curious Children, I think the name of the book. So it's a time bubble. It's a place to capture energy. The water wants to flow. But if you kind of siphon off a bit of that water energy, you are stopping, in a sense, you're stopping time, and you're sifting that energy off. And so this area right here, this small little place, where these houses are and everything, is basically an abandoned area. There are people living here, but it's almost like out of like an old Japanese movie where it just like how it's I forget the name of there's a writer named Abe, and it was about these sand dunes. But it's like that. Just it feels like something's wrong. Something's really really off there, and the energy is being sucked out of the place, right? And what I got to realize though when I was there was that it is ruled over, the principality that rules over this place is Dagon, Dagon, which you might know as, oh, they don't have any, did I get the pictures or images? This guy, you've probably seen him before. And this guy, there's the story that he came out of the water to bring, what's the word? Knowledge to the people, Mesopotamian god. But anyway, he is the, so I did some channeling there, and or not channeling, but just did some experience there, and I found that, yeah, he is the principality there. And I was told not to, I wasn't supposed to clear the place, although, I really wanted to, because it was really dark. But anyway, so this feeling though of vertigo, right? So this is what I'm getting back to. So this past weekend, I felt drawn to go to that place again. And I don't want to go there. I don't like that place. I don't like that energy. I don't want to go to places that are like that unless, I really have to, and I don't want to. But I was feeling the energy. I was feeling the vertigo, but not vertigo yet. I was just feeling a 45-degree angle. Like everything was a little bit off. And then within a few days, it was just complete vertigo. So the whole week I was able to go through I'd get to all my jobs and things like that and work through it. But I was not even walking straight. I had to really, really struggle and force my way through this. And I felt like it was it's like I had to kind of force my vertigo. You can't stop me, vertigo. You can't stop me, Dagon. So this principality, right? So, and I was asking my guides about this. So what is this whole vertigo thing? And what is the relation with Dagon? And so one of the things that I was looking into is that, so in the Bible, it says after the Philistines had captured, this is from 1 Samuel 5, had captured the Ark of God, they took it from Ebenezer to Ashdod, and they carried it into Dagon's temple. So the Philistines were worshiping Dagon back in the biblical time, whenever that was, right? But when they got into when they rose the next day, the temple of Dagon had fallen, and then they put it back in its place, and the next morning, Dagon had fallen again, and this time his hands and his head were broken. And so the priests of Dagon didn't understand why that happened, but they said, oh, this ark must be more powerful. This God is more powerful than our God, and all this kind of stuff. But anyway, whatever, right? Just like, okay, maybe there's a mistranslation in there somewhere. But the idea is that this thing fell down, and so there's something about falling down. And a lot of these ancient, these Canaanite gods, it's related to kind of basically the Anunnaki kind of stuff. And so these were basically just people that were from another planet that came down. But then when they kind of left or kind of left, that the people there, I think it's kind of really hard to explain, but they were charged negatively. Everything was flipped upside down, basically, is what I'm kind of getting to. I don't think that this Dagon person, the original person that was based on, was a bad person, but they flipped the story around. And by flipping it, they can flip it into the mass consciousness. And so you can tune anything to positive or negative, and this was tuned to negative. So I'm coming more and more to understand that the whole concept of all of these things, it's been flipped upside down. Everything's been flipped upside down. Up is down, down is up. But anyway, getting back to the vertigo, why do I feel vertigo now? What's going on? And so what I would say, what I'm coming to is that first of all, with the Dagon, this is the idea of chaos. That's what that represents. That is this lost energy. That those beings that want to become stronger than God or whatever, they're the principalities, right? The fallen ones, right? They don't have the connection to the source anymore, or they've rejected their connection with source, and so they feel the only way they can survive is by stealing, and stealing energy, and so they can only survive in a place like that place that was kind of abandoned, and the energy is kind of trapped, and it's like a time bubble or an energy bubble. They can't exist in a really positive place because they'll be exposed for what they are, and they won't be able to steal the energy because everyone will be able to see them. So, but anyway, that's the energy of chaos, and that's where they exist, in the energy of chaos, and it's like a free fall. It's just what's the word? Vertigo. It's just a falling, because there isn't really anything that, and in their world there is no everything is upside down. Everything's twisty turvy, topsy turvy is the word, right? So vertigo. All right. So here we're getting to the point now. What is interesting. I just gotta okay. But everything is topsy-turvy, and so what's going on in the mass consciousness now is everyone is all of the things that have been hidden are being revealed. So we've got the guy from the little island, who is in the news, and all this stuff is happening, and everyone's finding out that the world that they thought they were living in isn't the world that they thought they were living in. Even if they didn't want to know it, they're starting to know it. And so it's like a free fall. It's just like, oh my God, what's going on? And people are struggling to hold on to the old world that they were from, that they used to live in, where everything was was okay, and they could trust the science, and they could trust whatever it was that's going on around them. But they're finding more and more that it's not the case, and that all of the things that they thought were the world are not the world anymore. And so they're struggling to hold on, but there's nothing to hold on to. And so what vertigo represents is a trying to hold on. So we're falling, in a sense. We're going into a new place. And so what the guys are saying is just enjoy and just let go. So this is the whole point. By holding on to all of the old things, holding on to the old ways that we viewed our society, we're holding on to something that no longer exists, and that creates fear, because it's just, but rather just enjoy the ride. And so I just wanted to say that, and because I wonder, I imagine other people are experiencing this as well. This is the time of year. This is the end of April, beginning of May, which is like my least favorite time of the whole year, because the energies are all really, really off right now, and so those people who are trying to make the energies off, those chaos people, are working overtime, and I really don't like it. I really don't appreciate it. I wish it would stop, but that is what they do. So that's what's happening now, and but I think there's a connection with that dagon energy and this vertigo. And so anyway, I wanted to share that, and I've actually been wanting to talk about this like whole week, but I was pretty much dizzy, and I couldn't even sit up straight to talk about it. But so that's what I wanted to talk about today. And one other thing I was thinking, I was reading this thing. It's called Adam and Eve, and it's by, I think it's Chan Michael is the guy who wrote it. What do I have? It's at the bottom now. But it's a book called Adam and Eve. If you search it, you'll find it. And but he was talking. You know what? I don't even want to go into that. You know what I'd like to do? Well, first of all, with this weird energy, it's been really strange. And also, there's this guy, David Wilcock, who was one of the first people that I started. I'm not following, but I used to watch some of his videos, and when he was on Ancient Aliens on, was it the History Channel or something, I would sometimes watch him, and he was a really goofy guy, and he seemed really kind of likable, and I think, despite what many people would say about him, I think he really helped out our world a lot. And I really appreciate all the stuff that he did, and I'm really sad, and I really hope that he's still with us. I hope that this is all maybe not true, but either way, if it is true or not true, it's kind of there is a bit of a sadness related to him passing. So thank you, David Wilcock. So it's just that energy. Just a lot of things are. It's just a really kind of sad and it's a hard time for, I think, the whole planet at this moment. But so I wanted to go into a pocket of peace today, for, yeah, just a pocket of peace. I'm going to go into a pocket of peace. I haven't done it in a long time, but a pocket of peace is us putting our positive energy into the mass consciousness. So none of this chaos energy. We're putting in the love energy back into the mass consciousness, because those people are working too much. They're putting too much of this negative, chaotic energy into the planet, and I've had enough of it. And I think we all have. So pocket of peace. This is a pocket of peace for here for April. Where are we at? April 25th, right in the thick of it, right when we're approaching all of this weird energy. And so let's do it. And so I'd like you guys to, I'm just going to change the background. I'd like you guys to just imagine that you are in the most relaxed place that you could be imaginable. And just be there and start to breathe and start to feel the love of God that you are. You're made of love. You are animated by love. We are all animated by love. And love is the most powerful thing on this planet. Love conquers all. Love conquers all. Love is the light that is more powerful than anything. And that is the stuff that we are built on, that we're made of. And so I'm sending out this love now. And I want you all to start to feel that love in your hearts if you want to. Start to feel that love as this wonderful light, this energy that just surrounds you with this golden, lovely cloud of lovely light, this love light. And just let it just permeate your whole body, and then just, good. And then let it expand into your room or the space that you're in, wherever it is that you are. Just expand this love out. Yeah, good. And then just expand it out even further, out into the town that you're in, into the city that you're in. And then we just expand it all the way out into the mass consciousness. We're expanding this love out because love just wants to keep expanding out. And so here we go. And so now we're sending this love out into the mass consciousness through all the highways, the byways, the riverways, the ocean ways, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 G waves, into all of the radio waves, into all of the EMFA waves, all of the waves that are available on our planet, all of the streets that are available, but we're sending it. Love is there everywhere. And now there it is. All the stories that are being sent down all of these wires, all of this energy, this frequency is all shift now. We're shifting the energy into an energy of love. The whole world now is made of love, and everyone's starting to realize that love. And all those people, even myself, all of us who are under this, what seems a spell of vertigo, a spell of feeling confused, a spell of feeling not quite right, a spell of feeling not quite in love. Now that's gone. It's gone. We've lifted it up. And now the whole world is filled with love. The whole world is filled with love. All stories of sadness, all stories of fear, all stories of anger, all stories of chaos are now love stories. The whole world is a love story. You turn on the news, all they're saying is love, 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 love. Everything is a love story. Now you can see all those people all around the world, and they're starting to wake up their eyes. They're starting to scratch their eyes a little bit, and they're opening them up, and it's as if they woke from a deep sleep, and they're saying, yeah, you know what, I feel the love now. I feel it, and I got this thing, this whatever it is, this spell, this air, this vertigo cannot get me down because I'm made of love. And so all of that energy that's trying to take you down is now shifted into a love story. All things are love stories now, and everyone around the planet can just download this love inside of them, and they can feel it. And now they've got the hope, and we've all got the hope, and we've got the hope, and we can take this thing on because we are bringing the light. We're bringing the love into this world, and we're shifting all of that energy. That energy is gone. It doesn't have any power. It only works in secret, but we are working with love, and we're sending our love out, and that is the truth, and that is the power. All right, so that's a pocket of peace, trying to break up all that energy out there. So I'm going to do a quick channeling too. So here we go. So yeah, what do they have to add to anything? Here we go. We are here. We're very happy to be here. We're happy to be with all of you at all times throughout your history, but especially now, because where you are now is at the brink of something that you haven't experienced as a mass consciousness before. You've only touched on the outsides of it, but what you're experiencing now, you are coming into a new paradigm of thought. In order for you to move forward, it's important that you know all that is going on around you. And we don't mean all of the information that is being broadcast to you from all of your mass media. We're talking about the truth of what is going on your planet, the overall truth, the understanding that there are things that you don't or can't swallow or do not want to swallow that are happening on your planet at this moment. And what is happening is that these things are all being revealed to you slowly in a way that you can handle, in a way that won't put you into a panic. Well, not completely into a panic. And the reason this is happening is because this is the paradigm shift. In order for you to move out of this paradigm, you have to know what this paradigm was and where everything stood. You have to be able to see outside of the box that you had been put in. And that is what is happening now. And this can be quite shocking, but it is only shocking enough, just enough shocking. It will not destroy you. So understand this, that all of this will not destroy you. You're made of love and you cannot be destroyed. You are made of love. And so when you see all of these things shifting around your world and you see your whole life shifting, understand that you're made of love and you're not really here anyway. That this is just a projection of your consciousness into this physical realm. Understanding that will enable you to maneuver through all of this a little bit better. Understanding that you are made of love and you are a creator. You are a creator because you're down here creating. Everything that you think becomes your creation. So in this time, it is very important to focus your thoughts on what you want to see. Focus your thoughts on what you want to be. Focus your thoughts on love. Focus your thoughts on peace. Focus your thoughts on happiness. At this moment, your thoughts are being focused on the opposite of those three. And we would say that it's very important to focus on love, on happiness, on peace. That is the way out of this storm in the mass consciousness that has taken you all by its reins. But if you just take a step back and you see peace and you see love and you see forgiveness, then this story ends. This story ends once you start to see the peace, once you start to see the love. And this is very important for all of you at this moment, that you start to see the love around you. You start to understand that you are made of love and that what is happening outside of you cannot affect you because you are made of love. You are eternal. You are eternal. So understand that when you see all of these things happening around you, you are eternal and you bring the hope, you bring the love to the story. So why not bring the love to the story? Why not bring the hope to the story? We are Mary Magdalene. All right. So yeah, and the last thing I wanted to bring up is so this book I'm reading, this Adam and Eve book I'm reading. Let's see, which was classified actually by the CIA and declassified in 2013, but. What he talks about is that Genesis 1, Genesis 2, Genesis 3, maybe these were three resets, three great like floods that had happened, and that these floods happen are pretty common in our history as a planet, that everything gets washed away. It's some sort of chemical thing that happens with our planet. It's just part of the nature of our planet. And so he was talking about that, and yeah, so it's a really interesting book, but that was the main idea. And he was talking about for the first flood was Adam and Eve, and then the next one was Noah, and then so there were a few different floods, or as we call them now, resets, right? And so I was thinking about that though, and just kind of thought about like, wow, all these things are happening on our planet now. Everyone's so worried about all kinds of different things and different people in the politics, and there's people are taking sides and polarities and all these different things. But if this happened, for example, I'm not saying that it's going to happen, but if, for example, something like this happened, none of this would be important. We wouldn't care about anything. Like, for example, if there was a giant flood that was about to wash away the whole world, who cares about what political side you're on? Who cares about what you think about this or that? That what starts to happen is you start to realize what's more important. Like, right, love is important. Oh, this beautiful sky is important. This day, my family, my friends, yeah, just the things that I love, that becomes more important. And so understanding, realizing that that is the most important thing. We get stuck in all these stories. But realizing that they don't mean anything. These stories don't mean anything. 10 years from now, no one's going to, what are you talking about? If you were to time travel for 10 years later and talk to someone about what you're thinking about now, they would say, that's silly. That's stuff, like, that's so old. That happened like 10 years ago. Who cares? It never didn't amount to anything. So there you go. I just wanted to express that. Yeah, so I was hit with this vertigo, and it also hit my phone as well. So my phone doesn't work anymore. Um, and so but whether or not that was meant as a positive or negative thing, I'm taking it as a positive thing. Because my phone's not able to work anymore, I don't have access to all of this information. So instead, I'm just reading a lot more, reading books and stuff. So yeah, so this is quite a long one today, and it went all over the place. And I hope it wasn't dark. I'm still kind of recovering from my vertigo, so I'm still not feeling 100%. But yeah, I hope I kind of, yeah, I hope I got my point across somehow, and I hope it wasn't too, yeah. All right, so anyway, ciao for now.